Hello, everybody. Welcome in, and also welcome Patriots if you're here. Stop sharing that now. Welcome in, everybody. So welcome to the first episode of CP Talks. And each week we will look into a deep dive more into the stats around the SEN education. And we will also talk about what's the headlines in the news that week and what new leaked information that there is out there. I just was in the middle of sharing it, then somebody messaged me 1 second. So we will start with my new old. You can probably guess what I'm going to say now. Get a file up. With that coming up, we'll say hi to people. Hey, Darren. Hi, Ronjen. Hi, UKIP. Hi, Richard. Hi, Darren. So I just want to remind you, on the 22nd of March, we are heading to Enfield. We are taking the SEN awareness tour to Enfield, where we will take a stand against their council and say, we do not want the digital passports for SEN children that will hold their EHCP. We do not want the funding cuts. We do not want the 4-tier system. We want more money for the SEN community around the country. These are all areas we will be looking into throughout this campaign. And Enfield, unfortunately, is one of us ones out there. This is why we have started this. This is why we have started the SEN tour. SEN awareness tour, at Enfield. This is why we are taking it to Enfield for a first stop. So please put that date in your diary now, and we will hopefully see as many of you out in the streets fighting with us to protect the SEN community and SEN educational provisions across the country. So we are now going to look at, if I can get it up, or I'm not screen sharing, am I? 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm not organised. Sorry. I know we looked into this at the last. I know we looked into this at the last one, but we are looking into it more deeper now. One. I want it. Right. So, like I said, the last live, children with EHCP plans, EHCPs, educational healthcare plans. There is 482,640. But then if you look at number, let me go on to it actually easier. If you look at this number of SEN sport and SEN without an educational healthcare plan, 1,284,284. That is that number. That number should be higher. So this number should be higher. And this number should be lower. And the reason why I say that is because only reason I say that is because of, imagine if you had an SEN child struggles in school, you want them to have the educational healthcare plan. You want them to have all the sport that they would be entitled to within the school. Unfortunately, Patriots, this is not how it's happening. This is not how the government and the councils are looking at it at the moment. We're needing this number, that big number there, lower. And every SEN child, every child with a disability would be entitled to a educational healthcare plan. But it came out recently that the government, now you are going to be shocked at this, like I was, are now looking to bring in where if a parent doesn't get accepted if a child, does not get accepted for an EHCP, that parent will not be able to appeal. That means then there will be no educational healthcare plan for that child. If what a government wants to bring in does come in regarding the appeals. Imagine me not having EHCP. I would not have been able to get the help that I need. This is why we need everybody out on the streets on the 22nd of March. We need to take this awareness tour to the next level. We need to march to them council offices, chanting, saying, we want the appeals. We do not want digital passports for children with disabilities that will entitle the government to have your child education and healthcare plan. I got talking to one of the police liaisons at one of the demos a couple of weeks ago, and they're going through the educational healthcare plan, and he won't mind me saying his story. His son is in mainstream school, and he asked me, do I think he should just push him into SEN, into a special school? And I said, yes, do. And the only reason why I said yes to that is because that child will potentially struggle throughout his whole of schooling adventures without help. That parent still has not got an EHCP. That parent, the police liaison, has to now wait. This is the most interesting part of this story is, guys, until February, I think it is, next year. Not this year, next year. Yes, definitely. Look after the children. Help the children now, guys. This is why we are doing this SEN awareness tour. Literally why we are doing it. And why we need as many patriots out on the streets on the 22nd. Please come and join us. But then pensions it. Then like the EHCP plan pension. So I'm saying that wrong. 1.5 well 5.3%. But then without the EHCPs, it's much higher. Make that make sense. Why are governments and the education and the councils, so in educational council is not working to get that number down? Why? If anybody like their story shared, please forward us an email to please, only SEN guys, to this email here. This is the SEN email, guys, for the campaign. And please get in touch if your child is struggling. We do not want this to carry on. So the team here at CP Reports are working behind the clock. Around the clock, not behind. And also working behind the scenes to make sure this tour is the best one out there. We will be also heading to Wembley in April, and then in May we will be heading to Southampton as well. But guys, like, we cannot allow this to happen any longer. But let's go down on this a little bit. So this may be interesting, this number. Over 1.7 million pupils in England has special educational needs. How many of them would have an EHCP? Take your guesses in the comments. I say hardly none. Hardly none of them have the EHCP. That is an increase of 93,700. 5.6% of pupils since 2024. This also includes the number of pupils with an educational healthcare plan and a number of pupils with the SEN sport. Both continue the trend increase since 2016. The percentage, so I'm saying that wrong, guys, with pupils with an EHCP has increased to 5.3 from 4.8 in 2024. And that is good, guys. Yeah, that is good, but it's not good enough. And I'm saying that now. That is not good enough. And I will play you again, once I get a video up, what my parents went through.
I'm probably going to worry about them all night. So we booked somewhere local. As a young child, I was diagnosed with blindness and faced a number of challenges within my life, where my parents had to
This one,
face
Richard.
battles within our local authority, like a lot of you are today. I attended my local mainstream primary school where I had one-to-one, but it was clear, like a lot of children are today, we all need to be in SEN school settings where they could cater for our disabilities. But my parents knew to achieve this, they had a fight about to start. But luckily, on my final day of primary school, after my parents paid all the money for the tribunal, and my NEA then said that they will pay my first SEN school, which was Morehouse School in Surrey Upstead, where I had the best time of my life. I made some really, really good friends, and they met my needs so well. But as I entered into year 10, my parents faced another bigger fight, as my local authority refused to pay my sixth form. By refused, they took us to tribunal. And this school was actually on Isle of Wight. A lovely setting, fantastic school. So as well as admissions assessment, I faced a number of speech and
Okay,
language
I'll just pause it
assessments,
there for 1 second. I'll
a
talk to
number
you.
of
So, yeah, Richard, it's this one here. That's the email, Richard. I'm about to put it now for you. So basically, by tribunal, what I mean is they took my parents to court, and the reason why they took us to court is because of the funding is what basically dreadful at that time, and it still is dreadful today. We are getting story. Well, we have one more story sent in to us today, and literally, and that story on 14 years ago, but the system is still dreadful today, and literally, we are struggling left, right, and centre. But one thing I am going to ask you all to do. Right, stop correcting me and you can fucking go for that. Bye. And without me going into that SEN school on Isle of Wight and the one upstairs Morehouse School, I wouldn't be where I am today. Unfortunately, some parents will not have the urge to fight, shall I say? I will not have willpower sometimes. And my message to them parents is we will support you throughout any tribunal. We will support you throughout any stage that you need help on. Please contact us and we will help you in whatever way we can with guiding you in the best direction to get the help you need, or even coming and attending the tribunal and meetings with you. We will do that throughout this campaign as well. Patriots, we are here. If your child has an SEN, if your child got special educational needs and need a help, we are here for you. But let's go back onto the thing.
The assessments as well, and the school decided that they could meet my needs, which was amazing. We all knew I needed to be in St. Catherine's School on Isle of Wight. But by the time I got into that school, my parents had to face. I had to get more assessments done on me to prove to a tribunal that this was the right school for me. Like I have already said, my parents was taken to tribunal, and tribunal settings, and what my parents has told me, is basically a court setup with a panel of about 3 people. But before that, I had to face 2 more assessments where I had to come back from Isle of Wight to the mainland to go to these assessments. But then on the day of the tribunal, my parents met with the LA for mediation, and they then said that, oh, we will pay for the education, but not for the boarding setup. For the boarding setup, but more expensive. What's more expensive? My parents were paying out around 12k a year, and that was over 3 years, guys. My parents were paying out around 12k over them 3 years. Imagine what these parents behind me today are facing as well. And I know that this is an outcome for a lot of these parents here today. And a lot of people will be watching this. But this will just prove if you fight, you will get into your child into the setting that they deserve.
Build a website you love with Wix.
Flipping out.
For your words,
So that is what my parents went through, guys. And we need as much help. Well, we don't need, what I mean by that, we want to help the parents, but at the moment, we are not fully in a position to do that, unfortunately. But please come and join us out of the street on the 22nd of March. And we will take a stand against Enfield Council. We will say no more. We want to protect, keep the children safe, help the children, like what Richard said in the chat. I can't remember exactly what he said. Look out for the children and look out for our children, help our children now. And that is amazing. That chat, I will be on the chats on the marches. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I'll see you back here next week, the same time, same place. Patriots, just remember, we will take the SEN educational sector back. We will make it our own. Please come and join us on the 22nd of March in Enfield, at Enfield Chase Railway Station. I hope to see you there. Bye, guys.